Hello everyone, in this video I will explain how to effectively convert a fixed length text file into a CSV format using a configuration table as a reference. In my earlier videos, I explained the methods for convert a fixed length text file into a CSV using ADF data flows and SQL techniques. These options are suitable for single file tasks or one-time use, but they aren't the most efficient approach. This is why I'm creating this video, to accomplish the same goal by utilizing the config table. This is an example of a fixed length text file. Every line is a record and each field is of a specific width. In this case, the first field, record ID, is made up of 2 characters. The second field, provider ID, has 4 characters. The third field, provider name, contains 21 characters. The fourth field, provider type, is 19 characters long. The fifth field, Medicare number, takes 10 characters. The sixth field, Medicare name, uses 20 characters. The seventh field, phone number, is 12 characters. The eighth field, city, has 10 characters. The ninth field, state, consists of 2 characters. Finally, the 10th field, zip code, occupies 7 characters. We need 2 config tables. The file configuration table will define the schema for your fixed length text file, while another table, raw file, will be used to import the file data. We can store this configuration in a SQL database like Azure SQL Database, on-prem SQL Server, or in any other databases. Config ID helps in maintaining the file or reference number, and state ID tells us which state the file is related to. Column name refers to the name of every field start position. This indicates where each field starts in the fixed length file. Length represents the number of characters allocated to each field. Config ID and state ID are optional fields, but they can make things easier if you have various files or a file for each state. Also, we need a stored procedure to parse the fixed length text file into individual fields. You can create a stored procedure in your Azure SQL database that takes the raw data as input and processes it based on the configuration table. Let's put this into action. Open the Azure portal. First, we will create these 2 tables, file configuration, raw file. Open the Azure CQ database. We don't have these 2 tables. Let's create these 2 tables. First, we will create the file configuration table. Next, Rafi table. Okay, let's refresh. We have the 2 tables, file configuration and raw file. We need to insert records into file configuration table. Let's copy this insert script. When setting here, okay, the first column is a configuration ID, the state at end, column name and the start position, and the length, number of characters. Dandruff is inserted. So we have data in the file configuration. We inserted the records for each column in the file with the start position and what is a length, and we need to create this procedure. With the help of this procedure, we'll read the data from the raw file and we'll parse it, and we will export into CSV file. This is a dynamic SQL that reads data from the raw file and it will pass and export to CSV. Let's create this procedure. Okay, process. The greater sense is fully. Using the area will create the pipeline. The step 1 is like copying the data from the file which is located in the storage account and export into the raw file table in the Azure database. And the second step is, with the help of this procedure, we will pass the data from the raw file table. and export into CSV file. And let me show the source file. Go to storage account container, source. Here, this is my input file provider info. Click on this, edit. Yep, this is my flat file without any. This is my pixel and flat file. Open the data factory. Let's create a new pipeline. Give the name. OK. In the activities, search for copy. Take the copy data. Select the source, as we discussed. First, we are copying it from the storage account, and then we are loading it into the Azure database. So my source is the storage account. Let's create a new data set. Add data storage gen 2. Next file. I am using the existing linked service wikis, pointing the storage account. In the file path, click on Browse. Select Source. Provider info file. OK, and first row is a header. Click OK. Preview data. So data is written as a single row. Click Close, and then go to Sync. And my target is a new database. OK, create a new dataset. Select Azure Database. Using the existing linked service, which is pointing to an existing database. Select the table name, raw file. Click OK. In pre-copy script. Make sure to truncate the table before loading the data. Truncate table name. Go to Mappings. Import schema. Source column is mapped to destination. The step is completed. Let's debug this. Pipeline got succeeded. Let's verify the data in the table. Go to Azure Database. Refresh. Tables. Raw file. Right-click, select. The data got inserted into this table. Successfully. Step 1 is completed in Step 2. We use procedure as source and export data into CSV file. Okay, go to ADF again. And we need one more copy activity. Select it and give a name. Okay, select source. Here my source is stored procedure. Use the existing dataset. Instead of table, I will use option query and write the query execute and give the procedure name. This will execute the procedure. Let's preview the data. Next, select Sync Now. We are going to export data to CSV. Let's create a new dataset. I'm using the existing linked service. This point in storage account. Click on Browse, Output, select OK, and give the file name and there is a no schema for this file because we are creating this as new filler, so select None. Click OK. OK. That's it, and then debug the pipeline. Step 1 completed. Step 2 also completed successfully. Let's verify the data. Go to Storage Account, Output folder, and this is our file. Provider info exporter.csv. Click on this. Edit. Now you will see that the data got exported and it's comma separated as per our requirement. We can also export this data to table. By using this technique, you can turn any fixed length text file into a CSV format through ADF. The configuration table provides a flexible schema that enables you to read the file without hard-coding field positions, making it easy to adapt when the file structure changes. I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.